Everyone is talking about audience measurement in OTT and data analytics. I'm just going straight into the conversation, not introducing you any further because I see you've introduced yourself to a lot of people. But after this conversation, if anybody wants to chat with Baris, you can. But I have only 15 minutes, so I'm going to try very hard to try and cover a few topics with Baris. It's more important than ever to have audience measurement. Data analytics has become important. And there's never been a proper way to measure viewership on satellite until now. So tell us a little bit about Audimatic.
Yes, thank you, Vijaya. Hello, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for the invitation. Audimatic is an innovation that bring a new solution for something who didn't exist before, which is the measurement of the audience on linear TV and especially on satellite. I'm happy to be here because I heard all this morning all the panels that are speaking about audience, they are speaking about adapt content, they are speaking about OTT, about streaming. But in fact, nobody make the point that today all the channels are working, especially linear TV, without any audience measurement, without any real audience measurement. We have some audience. So Audimatic bring a new solution, which is we implement, in fact, in some details, we implement embedded software in the kernel of the boxes, which is sold in the world. We are working with two brands. We have 4 million boxes sold in the world. And the ones who are connected, we reach today more than 300,000 boxes connected. That give us huge data for many countries. And with this real-time feedback from the viewership directly from his remote control, we can know exactly with the linear TV if any viewers is connected to a satellite, which satellite and which channels. When he come in these channels, what channels he was watching before, what channel he was see after that. And this give us an insight of audience measurements that didn't exist before. This is something very new. I was manager of operator before, and most of the channel when we broadcast on the satellite was telling, buddies, please give us who's watching us. It is SD, HD, where in the world, country by country. And this kind of data didn't exist before. And we hope that today we will bring with Audimatic this huge data, this huge big data that can bring linear TV the same position as the data that we have today with OTT. That everybody here in this audience, they have some audience with OTT. They deploy, I heard today, a lot of AI. But to have the AI, to make it working, we need the data. So with OTT, we bring all this work, we do all this, and thank you guys, all what you do is amazing. But for linear TV, we have zero data today. And Audimatic is the only solution today that exists, because it's an innovation, that brings this data to this industry.
So you've already been working with a few channels, and you have been working also with a few satellite operators.
Yes.
Could you clarify,
yes,
elaborate a little?
in fact, we are a startup. Lot of people today, when I speak to some people here, nobody knows that today we are able to have a real audience measurement by satellite, because nobody do it before. And we are a small company. We are not a big company. We are a startup. So we are not very famous. And this is typically new. So the first people who believe that was trying to do it is a satellite operator. We work with European satellite like Eutelsat. We signed last week with Arabsat, also a convention. We are working also with two other main big satellites, how to implement this solution in Africa and in North America. Today we are present deeply and especially in MENA and Europe, and we work with them. Then another big companies with channels TV want to work also with us, because they knew that they don't have any feedback about the linear TV in their country, but especially outside their country. A lot of we heard last week in Formex that we want to build a strong TV channels. But to build a strong TV channels, you have to have feedback. If you don't have feedback, you just imagine, you suppose. And Audimatic will bring this kind of solution. And also we are finalizing agreements with some institution, because also the institution, if they want to have a strong media in the country, they have to know in country by country how is that audience.
You also mentioned that this could potentially change the business model of how things are done in the region at the moment, that agencies tend to actually sort of be the middleman and tell channels about their ratings and stuff. How would something like this change the game?
Of course, our this new solution, Audiomatic, in fact, will change a lot of things. We see it with the OTT, for example. With OTT today's, all the operators get the audience via OTT directly from the server. In linear TV, we have traditional methods to measure the audience. It's very costly because we have to do it country by country. It takes times. So we was buying some audience once per year, once 2 years. Today we have to give the data, like any connected object, like OTT, to the professional, to the media, to help them to improve their audience and to try to reach the people. And this will change because our system is a real-time measurement. We will bring second by second, minute by minute, every day, continually, the audience measurement that the traditional agency couldn't do before. And even if they want to do it, it will be very costly. Today, we don't imagine that we will ask any agency to give the audience of OTT. So it will be the same thing for the satellite and for linear TV.
Yeah, but there's also no opportunity to manipulate. I mean, if they want to manipulate, the thing is, an end user definitely wants to know where he stands in terms of his channels, yeah?
In fact, we would like, as a professional, before I get this audience, we want to stop about this kind of discussion. Today, with Audiomatic, it will be the zapping. That means anybody in his house, when he zap with the remote control, the action of the remote control, like the OTT, go directly to the server. Everything is optimized. It's like today, everybody was telling we are going to improve our program by AI. AI need data. AI need a real data. AI need a real measurement. And this real measurement is done second by second, and will give Audiomatic, of course. You need to believe it, and you need also to understand the reality of things. Everybody, when we present the audience, they say, this is what we don't think. But the viewers, they act on the remote control as they want. Why? Because the program change in the channel TV, it's dynamic. It's not because we succeed this year that we will succeed next year. Things change. The competition is very hard. And especially, I want to make a very good point here, is the audience satellite is not the audience OTT. When we talk about satellite, we talk about thousands of channels. In satellite, everybody said satellite is that. No, the satellite today, they carry all the channels that exist. And we are talking about thousands of satellites. Most of the channel, and typically in the MENA region, they broadcast the channel in the MENA spot, which is all the country, and we have thousands of satellites. When we speak about OTT, it's 100. So it's very important to compare and to have this feedback of the viewership of this broadcast channel TV, linear TV, and also bring to the linear TV the data she needs to convince the audience, and especially the advertiser, to believe in these numbers and to be realistic numbers. Once you have the good numbers, you can go and see your advertisement, and you can monetize your advertisement with saying, this is the reality, I reach this kind of people, and then you monetize with the right value your advertising. Today, once you don't have any research, you don't have any numbers, you cannot monetize. And this is why the advertisers today are going to the streaming, to the OTT, and they don't put a lot of money in the linear TV. And we would like to give you, once again, to open you a windows on this black region, which is the satellite and the linear TV.
You also mentioned that when you're able to do this audience measurement, you're able to tell a channel when a person stopped viewing your channel and which of the channels they went to, what programs they watched prior, and what they watched after. Could you elaborate on that?
Yes.
And how is it useful?
Yes, this idea, in fact, day by day, this is 2 years I'm watching the audience and I'm learning with your audience. I'm learning with you, in fact. At the beginning, we was drawing the trend by second or by minute of your channels. And then when we have a big channels, famous channels, they have 5%, 10%. They are very happy. But when the small channels arrive, and when we show them their audience, which is 1% less than 0.5%, of course, this is comparing to 1,000 of channels. They're not happy, but we would like to make them understand. However, your position is not to be 1 or 2 or 3 or 10, is to know the reality of position and to help you to improve and to grow and to compete. So we offer them, like OTT can offer, like let me say in Netflix, you see yesterday this film, so we propose you. So with television and television, we can say who's watching you, and the people who watching you actually, what is the top 10, top 20, whatever you want that was watching before coming to you, and once they zap and they leave you, what is the top 10, 20 of the channels that they leave? That means for a specific channel or news or documentary or anyone, if you broadcast a program, you have a content. So if the people change, why? What they are looking for? Because our people, is this viewer is our customers, and we would like to bring them the best of the program to keep them. So telling to Onliner TV is something very new, and we can do it by any other method that a measure, a real-time measure. That means what's the people, where they was before coming to you and where they go when they left you and why, and look to your program. And this is the aim of the Liner TV.
Does anyone in the audience have any questions for Badis?
Yes, thank you. I think we had a brief discussion this morning about the same subject, and very interesting what you're doing, of course. And you probably, I'm sure you will know, the credibility of audience measurement, so to speak, is basically based on two main issues. First, the representation of the sample, and then the second is the audit, to make sure that it is credible. So how would you say that your sample that you're measuring is representative of a certain markets? For example, in Saudi Arabia, you're measuring, let's say, 10,000. But what is that? Is that sample representative? Or how would you measure that? Because that would be an important information to either the advertiser or the channel itself.
Yes, that's a good question. There's many remarks we have that in our audience we make a choice to don't have, for example, the gender or the category of age, because when we start, we didn't build boxes for a market, for Saudi market, or we didn't build box for Tunisian market or Egyptian market. We use two brands. Typically because we want to be diversity between two brands. Each brand have different type of boxes. So there is very expensive boxes, there is cheap boxes. So this represents typically the category of the people. There is a brand with, there is a box with 200 riyal, there is a box with 50 riyal, there is a box with maybe 20 riyal. So that means this is a category of the quality of the powerful of the money of the what we reach, and then our boxes is representative because it's on all the area, and we choose only once we have 1,000, and sometimes also we can make some some AI to see what represent this category. So actually it's a random, and we say we are reaching ahead of a number of people who will represent by the different category of people. We don't care up to now about the sex of the gender, and we would like to reach the audience like we do in internet. That means in internet, for example, the ad when it's come, it don't depend on your age, on your sex, it's about your interest. So if you look for a car, you will have advertisements for a car. If you look for the travel, you will have advertisements for travel. So once you have huge data coming in real time, you will push the ads as the content of the subject, and that means if you have cartoon, if you have specific programs, you will put your ads like this. So we hope that our panel represents Arabia Saudi. He represents, for example, Tunisia. It's representative. He represents Egypt. and working with 8,000, 9,000 boxes, it's representative, and I think it's better than calling once 800 people.
All right. I think we don't have time for more questions, but thank you, Badis.
Thank you.
It was really insightful. I think you will agree that, you know, we've needed an audience measurement system in the region for satellite channels. It's been very difficult to deploy. I know because Dr. Riyadh was trying to do that a long time ago. And we tried in the UAE as well, and they had to shut it down. And I think if we tried it on an organizational level, I wasn't sure how much it was working. So on a technical level, perhaps there is more opportunity for it to happen. So let's see. Thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Badis.